Hi there, my name is Linda and welcome to Beauty Talk. If you didn't know me already, I love everything about skincare, makeup and beauty. And today I wanted to share with you this espresso makeup look, which is inspired by Nikki La Rose, who is a makeup artist that's also here on YouTube. She said she wanted to create this look, which is basically just a smoky eye. And she wanted to create this look and she wanted it to go viral. I don't know if it's gone viral, but I really liked it and I thought I would recreate something similar. And I thought maybe you would enjoy watching it. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved this makeup look, please keep on watching, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me if you could join my community, and also give me a like at the end of the video so that I know you like this type of content. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok. I also share a lot of beauty things there, but also a little bit of my personal life if you're interested in getting to know me. And don't forget to check the description box because I will link all of the products that I can link. And I think that's all. So let's start with the video. I would like to know, what type of coffee do you like to have every day, or what are your favorite coffees? So for me, I have one of these Espresso machines, so I like making myself like a big cup of coffee with a little bit of foam with milk. I have the thing that froths the milk, and that's like my favorite thing ever. But then throughout the day I also like having maybe a little bit of a filtered coffee, like black coffee, from the press, because I also have a French press. So I really enjoy those types of coffees. And when I go out, I usually like to order a flat white or a cappuccino. I used to like more like a macchiato, but I've moved on and I kind of want to have more like of a bigger coffee, to be sipping for a little bit longer. So let me know, what type of coffee do you like? Which is your go-to coffee? Right, so I have obviously prepped my skin before, but now I'm going to use a primer, and I'm going to use the primer from YesStyle. This is the Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This is my favorite primer, and it's really great for blurring a little bit the pores, but also helping your makeup stay longer, and it just smooths everything, makes everything smoother, and helps your makeup just stay in place. And this is actually the one I used in my wedding, and my makeup was perfect all night long. So I also bring it up under my eyes and in these areas where makeup can kind of slip and slide, and I just use the tiniest bit. I'm also going to use an eyeshadow primer, and it's this one from Revlon. It's the Color Stay eyeshadow primer. I don't know if it's the best, I usually say this in my videos, but I like that it's not heavy. It doesn't feel like anything on the eyelids. It feels almost like a little bit of a very, very light serum. It's very thin, and I feel like it really does help the eyeshadow stay in place and not kind of like crack. That's the word. And it really helps, and it also helps the pigment just look a little better. So I've been enjoying this one for years now. So I recently got this foundation from YesStyle. It's their Old Hours foundation. I think this is a new version, well, relatively new, and it's a really nice foundation. It's supposed to be medium to high coverage, and it lasts all day, and it's a really nice one. I think I just got a color that's a little bit too light, especially considering that because it's still the end of the summer, but I'm still self-tanning, so my skin is a little bit darker. So I think this color is a little bit too light for the moment, but I'm gonna make it work. I'm sorry, I'm just fixing the camera. I'm gonna make it work by mixing it with, this is the Di-Bronzi from Drunk Elephant. This is the old packaging. I don't know if it's expired, but I'm not too fussed about it. It hasn't burned my face off. So I'm going to mix a little bit of the Di-Bronzi with my foundation, and I will leave all the details down below of all the products that I mentioned in the video, and all the links in case you're interested in purchasing any of the products. This is a foundation that you need to shake, and I'm gonna add about one pump and a quarter, and I'm gonna add sort of a pump. I actually like this packaging better than the new packaging from this product from Drunk Elephant. I think it's This one kind of like, I like it when it has a pump, whereas the new one, I think it's just like a little, you know, peak dropper thingy. Not a dropper, what's it called? Anyway, it's a different packaging. So I'm gonna mix it here behind my hand. Try and get that color to kind of like look like my skin tone now. And I'm gonna use a sponge. This is a sponge from Boots. Boots is a store here in the UK, and it's a very cheap sponge, and I just think that it works really well, even better than, you know, some other beauty sponges. So it looks a bit funny now because I'm trying to mesh it with my skin color. I'm just dabbing it. Find this foundation. I find that this is a really good foundation for people that have oily skin because it doesn't have a really dewy finish, but it does have like this nice satin finish, and also it sets on its own and it really stays in place. You wouldn't really need to use powder if you have more of combination to dry skin. You wouldn't really need to use much powder with this foundation because it really does set very well. But if you have oily skin, you maybe want to use a little bit of powder just in, you know, certain areas of the face that get a little bit more oily. But overall, I really like this foundation. It is really long lasting, as it says, it's all hours. And I mean, look how it evened my skin. Really, really nice. I think you can build it up, but I don't want to do that. I just like how it looks like this. For my concealer right now, I'm going to use this one from Dior, which is the Forever Skin Corrector, and it's in the tone 1.5N. And I'm just going to dab a little bit here because it's quite a lot of product, and I really like this concealer. I think it's actually really good. I don't feel like it's drying, and it does cover very well. I'm just going to, you know, just for a little bit of brightness. And like I was saying with the foundation, you want to make sure if you have dry skin, you can use this foundation, but I think you really need to prep your skin very well, so moisturize a lot, and that's going to help the foundation go on better, because otherwise it will kind of like stick to dry patches of the face. But otherwise it is a very beautiful foundation, which I am quite enjoying at the moment. Dab my concealer in. Anything that's left I bring over the eyelid, and then the rest I just bring it out to the sides. I think I want to have extra glow right now, and I'm going to use, this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and this is the lightest tone. This is 1 Fair. I think it's not my right tone. I should have like probably like a 2 or 3, but I make it work, and I really like this product. Just gonna tap that in. The sponge again. I'm gonna try and do my base as fast as possible because I think the eyeshadow is gonna take most part of this video, and so let's see if I can do this fast. So for cream bronzer, I'm gonna be using the E.L.F. Luminous Putty blush. I really like this product. I think it's very beautiful. I do tend to like more luminous bronzers. I don't know, I feel like they're a little bit more flattering. I like the luminosity and all that. I don't want glittery, but just luminous. I really like that. I'm using it with this is like a highlighter brush, but for some reason I feel that it works really well to get into this product, and you know, you can be a little bit more strategic in applying the bronzer. So I'm applying it here, the usual areas where the sun would hit me. Oh, look how beautiful this is. So beautiful. So I'm going to apply it along my hairline, always along the hairline, and bring it almost like towards the ear so that everything can match. A little bit on the nose, and a little bit here, and that's gonna help connect the foundation with the rest of my body. This one looks so different. It's almost like a reverse contouring. Bronzer is very nice for a very affordable product. This Luminous Putty bronzer from E.L.F. is amazing. And let me tell you quickly the color. The color is Day Trip. It's a very nice color. For blush, I'm going to use the Luminous Putty blush from E.L.F. So another product from the range. And this is a very beautiful product. You can see I've used it a lot more because I had this one. This one's a bit older. And it's such a beautiful color. It's actually reminds me, the color is very similar to NARS Orgasm. This is the color Maui, but it is a lot more it is a lot more sheer than the original Orgasm, if I am not mistaken. Although they have a new formula, the NARS liquid blushes, the new formula, which I've been intrigued to try, and they are meant to be a little bit more sheer, but I really love the original NARS cream blush. And you can see this one's nearly done. I really love this product. It has such a long lasting power, and it's like just a little bit goes a long way. So I really like it, and I don't know if I feel that I would like to try the other one, because I feel like I just really like the finish of this one. But I don't know. Have you tried that new blush from NARS? Tell me, what are your thoughts? And this is a cream blush. Love all the luminosity, because this is also luminous, so I wouldn't technically need to use a highlighter after, but let's see if I feel like still adding some highlighter. So for powder, I've been really enjoying this powder from Maybelline. It's the Fit Me Matte Poreless, and this is incredible. I mean, if you need to be careful because it can look a little bit like white and chalky, but I think with the right products and also the right skin tone, it looks really good, and it just doesn't look cakey at all. It's very finely milled, and it just sets everything in place without looking, you know, like you have too much powder. So it's really nice. I've been really enjoying this product. I'm gonna use this brush. Make sure that my concealer hasn't creased, and now I'm going to set, just use a little bit under my eyes, try not to use too much there, and then just gonna set the rest, just like the T-zone. I don't feel the need to set everything else because, you know, like I said, this foundation sets on its own and it doesn't move. It's supposed to be also non-transfer, which is great. Love the effect. Powder, no powder, powder, no powder. So cool. And just a little bit on my forehead, just here in this part. I think that if you have a deeper skin color, you probably want to use one of these ones, but the ones with color. But this is surprisingly really good, and I think I bought it. And it was already very cheap, but it was like on sale, so it was like £6 or something like that. Super inexpensive. I want to use this product from Guerlain. This is, as you can see, I've used it a lot. This is called Terracotta Nude. So this is more like a finishing powder, and it doesn't have too much color, but what it does is that it kind of, it's like the name says, it's finishing powder, and it does add a little bit of this luminosity. It's not illuminating powder, but it does have this kind of really beautiful satin finish. So I'm gonna add that, and because it does have a little bit of color, as you can see, it will intensify a little bit of the bronzing for me, my skin tone. Just gonna add it, like you see, it does intensify it, and also what it does is it also brings everything together. So the blush and everything, when you do that, it makes it look super nice. I really like this. This powder is one of my favorites, and actually it smells really nice. I think I can add a pinch more of blush, also powder blush. And you know, I really like using this technique where I use a cream product and then I seal it with a powder of the version. So as you saw, I used my cream bronzer and then I sealed it using this finishing powder that kind of looks like it's a little more of a bronzer. And now I'm going to use a little bit of a blush powder, and it's this very famous product from Dior. I really like this blush, but I don't know if it's like my absolute favorite. I think there is so many other blushes in the market that I am interested into. What I really like about this is the packaging. I like when things are, you know, very compact. It's very nice. So I'm just gonna add a pinch more of blush because I don't know, I love how blush looks. It makes you look youthful. It's fun. And so now I like to move on with my eyebrows, and I'm just gonna brush them up. They are in a desperate need to be groomed, and I will be seeing the lady who grooms my eyebrows. I thread them, and it's really nice because it gets them into, you know, a very even shape. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. I think I'm gonna do that next week. So at the moment they're like, you know, extremely bushy and have little extra hairs. And for filling them in, I'm going to use the NYX I'm going to use the NYX Lift and Snatch Eyebrow Tinted Pen. This is a really good product. I've heard that it works just as good as the Anastasia Beverly Hills ones. I have never tried them, so I don't know if they're that good. But for me, they're really good at the moment. And I'm just going to try and fill in some of the spaces very carefully because this has a lot of pigment, and you have to be careful because it kind of tends to, you know, fall out. No, what do you say? Spill. No, is it spill? Yeah, the product just leaks. That's the thing. So you have to be careful with this thing. And I try to be as gentle as possible, so I don't want to press it too hard so it doesn't get too much product on. And then I just try to fill in the empty spaces and just correct a little bit of the shape. And then I extend a little bit the tail, just a little bit. See the difference? After I fill them in, I try to brush them in again, especially here, this part. Too much product can look a little bit like heavy. I just want that to kind of like mesh with the skin and the eyebrows so it looks a little bit more natural. Not that I am by any means an expert in doing eyebrows. I do not think I'm an expert in doing my brows, and you know, brows are complicated, but you know, this makes them look a little bit more decent. To set them, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. And to be honest, sorry about the noise, I have the window open, it's too hot to close it. And I like this gel. I do like more of a high-end brow gel. I live in London, so you're gonna hear ambulance very often. Anyway, like I was saying, I do like a high-end clear brow gel because I find that the cheaper ones, more affordable ones, they leave like this crust and you can see it from miles away. Looks like you're putting hair gel on your eyebrows. But this one, what I don't appreciate from this one, from Anastasia Beverly Hills, is that it kind of leaves your eyebrows looking shiny. And I don't know, I don't like that so much. I think my preferred one is the one from Tilbury, which is this one, and I think it doesn't have anything, but for some reason I'm still keeping it in my drawer. So I'll be honest with you, I don't have too many palettes at the moment, and the one that I have that is not outdated, that might still exist in the market, is this one from Tilbury, which I've used in many other occasions. But bear in mind, I'm going to be using some other products along with this, and that you can use something similar, whatever you have similar that has these colors, if you want to recreate this makeup that I'm doing. But having said that, I do know that I need to get myself some new palettes, and it's very hard because I find that, you know, I want to buy a palette that is not going to be out of fashion next year. You know, I want to have a palette that I'm going to be able to use it for years and years and not feel like, oh no, they don't sell it anymore, because that's what happens with most of the eyeshadow palettes. They come out every year with new ones, so you feel like you're in the need of buying constantly new eyeshadow palettes, and I really don't like that. I've realized that there are a few brands that their palettes have kind of prevailed through the years, and some of those brands are number 1 Natasha Denona, number 2 Anastasia Beverly Hills, and number 3 is Huda Beauty. I am very inclined to getting a palette from Natasha Denona, and she has several palettes, and there are two that I am really interested in getting. I think the last one that she's just came out with, which is I Need a New palette, I am really interested in that palette, and I would like to know what are your thoughts. Would you like me to get that palette? Would you recommend it, or would you like me to review it? And if not, what other palette you consider would be great for me to get and maybe use it here in the channel with you. Anastasia Beverly Hills, I think all of her palettes are also really, really beautiful. So I am really inclined to those two brands to be able to talk here in the channel. I think they are the most widely available eyeshadow palettes that I could recommend. They are spendy, but they are, I don't really want to have too many palettes. I just want to have a few good ones that I will be able to use in the next coming years. So that's what I think, you know, because it's really overwhelming. Really overwhelming. I also do like the palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, and I do have a few of them. They for me have been classics that I think you can't go wrong with them, and they have remained available throughout the years. So definitely they are really good. This one I don't know if it's still available, but she has beautiful eyeshadow palettes. So I'm gonna start with this color and stop rambling. By the way, all of my makeup brushes are either from Zoeva or from Iconic London. So this one is from Zoeva. This is a collection that they don't do anymore, but I think that the shape of the brushes that I've been using, they exist currently. So I'm gonna start with a lighter brown. This is more like a bronzy color, and I'm going to apply all over my eyelid. You can see that it's creasing a little bit. Should have set my eyelids a little better. It's creasing. The primer and the powder are creasing a little bit, but it's fine. I'm just gonna try and blend that in, blending that all in the mobile lid, and going a little bit, tiny little bit above the crease, because I don't want to have it way too high. I'm also going to slightly extend it a little bit outwards. You take a smudger brush, and I'm gonna dip into the same color, and then I'm gonna run it along the lower lash to build that around. I'm gonna use a darker color there. So I'm feeling really excited because I'm gonna go out now with my husband. We're gonna go somewhere, a really nice place, have a coffee, and then we're gonna go to the cinema. We're gonna go to the movies. I'm gonna watch Barbie. I have not watched Barbie. And I've heard it's really, really good, so I'm excited to watch it. I know I'm late, a lot of people have already seen it, but you know, better late than never. So I'm excited, and I'm gonna go with this makeup during the day. It's more like a nighttime makeup, but you know, I'm not too worried about what people think and whatnot, so it's fine. I take a smaller fluffy brush. This is looks Petite Crease, and I'm gonna dip into the darker brown. And I'm gonna start adding some depth, first by defining a little bit the outer corner of my eye. And then I bring it in to the crease. And there's a trick you can do. You can look back so that you can feel where your crease is. So I'm doing that, I'm just running it like a windshield wiper. That's how Charlotte Tilbury explains this technique, which is nothing extraordinary, but it works. So, and then I just focus it here in the outer corner, and then what's left, I'm going to run it under the eye. Right, I'm going to continue to build this, and now I'm going to take the darkest color, but this time I'm going to try and make sure that I don't go all the way to the crease. Just, you know, I add little by little, and I just diffuse it gently. Almost like I just want to keep it on the mobile lid. I'll be honest with you, this is essentially this is a smoky eye, but the name Espresso, I heard it from makeup artist Nikki La Rose, and I thought I would give it a try. I do not know if I've seen any TikTok videos on it and whatnot, but it's a little bit more intense than the cafe latte makeup. And I thought I'd give it a try, and obviously, you know, I'm inspired by it. It's never going to be the same as anybody else is doing it, but I thought I'd give it a try and share it with you. But essentially, this espresso makeup look would be considered basically a smoky eye. Now I'm going to go in with darker color, and this is black. I'm going to use this pencil. This is the Rock and Coal pencil eye pencil from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the color Bedroom Black. It's a very good product. I really like this. And I'm going to use it to tightline upper and lower lash. So I'm doing the upper lash now, and use it all over it. Lower lash as well. Now I'm going to also put it on top like a eyeliner, and just gonna try and put it as close as possible to the eyelash, but you know, it's still gonna be, you know, framing the eye. Still gonna hug the eye with this pencil. And I think in this step you definitely want to do one eye at a time. And I'm going to try and really get the product between the eyelashes, so I can really get that eye line to look really intense. Thicken it a little bit. Trying to... So it doesn't look perfect because I'm going to smudge it a little bit, and I'm going to add a black shadow. A black eyeshadow. Black shadow. This is from MAC. This is in Carbon. Really great color for doing this kind of look. So I'm going to set the base of the pencil so it can look really intense in that area, and bring it all the way until the inner corner. It's not something I usually do, but I am just gonna go with it today. We want a really nice, rich, intense look. So I'm still setting that pencil with maybe a different pencil brush, this one. I'm gonna add more, but I'm going to kind of smoke it on the top to kind of like bring it together with the brown, you know, adding more color and just diffusing a little bit the edges. So I'm going to take the pencil, and I'm also going to add a little more at the bottom lash. Really loud. I'm really sorry about the noise, but that's life. So I'm gonna add a little more in the outside of the eye and really get it into the eyelashes, the lower lashes. It's like a little bit rock and roll as well, this makeup. Very smudgy. Then I'm going to, with the same eyeshadow, I'm also going to stamp it in to set it, and then just kind of like smudge it as well below the eyelashes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pencil brush that I used before, and I'm also going to almost like smoke out a little bit, diffuse the edges so they're not so harsh. To be honest, you would probably want to do your eyes before doing your foundation when you're doing this look. It's getting a little bit messy for me and getting black all over the place, but I'm gonna go with it and just gonna, you know, finish up this way. But it's good to keep in mind if you're deciding to do a look like this. So now I'm gonna take again that darker shade, take that chocolatey rich brown, and I'm gonna try and just integrate it with that black, just over that black, to mesh them together so that there's not so much of a hard transition between the colors. I'm gonna do the same thing at the end, the bottom lash. I'm going to add a little bit of that brown, just so that there's a little bit more cohesiveness. That, and then of course I can go with a little bit more concealer just to correct a little bit if I feel like I've gone a little bit too low. And take that first fluffy brush that I used earlier, and I'm just going to diffuse a little bit more the upper part, soften it, kind of correcting a little bit of the wing. I really don't want it to be a really long wing, but just trying to correct it because my eye shape there, you know, we don't have symmetric eyes, so it can be tricky. One eye can do it better in one eye than the other. I was thinking of using an eyeliner, but this is so intense as it is, and it has almost like this sheen, these eyeshadows. It looks almost like a cream, and I kind of like that because like these eyeshadows from Charlotte Tilbury, they're very creamy, and they just almost like they just go on like a cream, or maybe it's just that primer that I use that it almost looks like a cream, almost looks like it's a slightly wet. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but I'm really liking how this is looking. It's very intense. It's something that I'm not used to. I don't do this kind of makeup very often. I actually don't really like to eyeline my eye with such dark colors, but to be honest, it's looking really intense. It's looking really nice. It's looking a little bit edgy, and I am enjoying that. I think it's really nice. But to be honest, it's not meant to be extremely perfect, this eye look. I think I like the fact that it's not perfectly asymmetrical. I think it gives it a little bit more this edge, and it makes it look a little bit more sexy perhaps. Let's curl my eyelashes, and I'm using, this is my eyelash curler from Laura Mercier. I have two from Laura Mercier, and the other one that I have is from Shiseido. They're very good ones, and I have often seen makeup artists use them as well. Okay, now let's apply mascara. I have this mascara from Essence. It's a very affordable mascara, super cheap, and it's the Lash Princess Sculpted Volume Mascara, and it's so good. It's very cheap, but it's so good. I don't think there's some people, I've heard some people who don't like it, but I think it depends on your lashes, and I have fairly decent lashes, and this works really well for me. But my favorite mascara is the one from Dior. It's the Dior Show. I think it's called Dior Show Backstage now, and it's the waterproof version, not the normal version. The normal version doesn't work the same. And my other absolute favorite mascara is the one from Chanel, Le Volume de Chanel. They're absolutely amazing, but this one, I just wanted to try something affordable, and this actually works very nice. But I think this is because it's not waterproof, and it's also not a tubing mascara. You need to be careful because it can get what do you call it? It can get all over the place. So let's apply this. I'm going to apply it in one eye, and so you can see what it does. But to be fair, because it's nearly finishing, it's probably not going to be doing its best job today. But I'll still show you the results, and you can judge for yourself. I don't know about you, but I take a long time putting on mascara. I take like 2 minutes in each eye. Which sounds crazy. I just really like to comb them through and make sure that they're nice and separated, and I want my eyelashes to look nice, separated, voluptuous. I want all the things. So maybe you can see what it does. I'm just going to take whatever's left. I'm going to put it a little bit just on the base of my eyelashes because I don't want my eyelashes to look too long in the bottom eyelashes. Just going to put a little bit on the base just so you can sort of see them. And that is an eye with mascara. No mascara with mascara. Right, I forgot to set my makeup before I did my mascara. I usually like to do that because I always feel like the setting spray could interfere with the eyelash mascara, but I'm just gonna do it now. And I have like a tiny drop of my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, but no worries if it wasn't enough because I have my travel version that I will also use. I need to get a new big one though. And this is looking really nice. Now, what am I gonna wear for lipstick? Okay, I'm gonna use this lip liner. This is from NYX, their Line Loud lip pencil. And what color is this? This is in the color, I like this, the name of this color is called Gold Crusher. Really nice. I'm gonna line my lips. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I like to follow my natural line at the bottom. Then on the top, I like to slightly overlined because I have very small lips and I want them to look fuller. So I overline a little bit. Very creamy lip liner, these from NYX. Then I'm going to use this lipstick from Tom Ford. I have no idea if this still exists. I'm sure the colors still exist somewhere. I'm going to try and find a link for them. This one is called Lip Color Rouge in 1 Edie. It's a very pale nude. Almost like a peachy undertone. Oh, it's so, so beautiful, this color. Love that. Feeling a little bit like Brigitte Bardot at the moment. What do you think? I'm going to use this lip gloss from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Peachy, just for a little extra shine. Because I love adding lip gloss. So guys, this is the final makeup look and I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, it's not something that I usually go for, and I'm sorry the cars are really loud, but I am really enjoying how it looks. It really makes my eyes look really nice, and I don't know, maybe what's the word, sultry, but it's also like edgy, a little rock and roll. You know, I'm really enjoying this makeup and I hope you enjoyed this time with me. But before you go, let me know, what is your favorite type of coffee and where are you from? I want to know from where is my audience. I'm really enjoying to know all of you who leave me lovely questions, and I'm enjoying to know where you're from. I think it's really exciting. And anyway, I hope you all have a great day and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!